Over the years, this Antarctic Wild Defence campaign has grown in numbers and support with the support from the public of Australia. It's a very Australian campaign. They're targeting whales in the Southern Ocean Whale Sanctuary in the Australian Antarctic Territory. They're in violation of the Australian Federal Court ruling. The whale poachers are hunting whales that migrate past our beautiful Australian coast. And so it makes sense after the way that Sea Shepherd's grown over the years in Australia for Sea Shepherd to take over and lead this campaign. And given the great work that Bob Brown has done leading Operation Kimberley Menindee to protect the world's largest whale nursery from the world's largest gas hub off the Kimberley coast, Bob Brown and myself will be leading this campaign as co-campaign leaders for Operation Zero Tolerance to ensure that with all our ground support and our vessels, 4 ships, that no whales will be killed this year in the Southern Ocean Whale Sanctuary. And we've got a statement here from Paul Watson. You've all got a more detailed copy, but Paul Watson said, Sea Shepherd Australia is in a very good position to lead this campaign in the Southern Ocean. We have every faith that they'll ensure Operation Zero Tolerance is a complete success. So this is Sea Shepherd Australia will be leading this campaign, and the leaders on this campaign will be myself and Bob Brown will be the co-campaign leaders for this campaign.
It's a great honour for me to be leading this mission to save Australia's whales and the world's whales in Antarctica in a global whale sanctuary from the illegal and bloody destruction of those whales by the Japanese whale fleet. I take to this role with great seriousness. I'm going to be with the fleet of 4 from here in Tasmania all the way, and doing everything I can to see that the aim of having no whales killed at all is upheld. Australia's behind this mission. The fact that Ian Campbell and I, a Liberal Senator and former Environment Minister, and I as a Green Senator of the past and former leader of the Greens are together, pinpoints the across the board support that Australians have for protecting our whales. We ought to have a national presence down there, but Sea Shepherd's providing that job. It's the private enterprise upholder of the law, and that's what the job is. It's to protect these whales against the illegal destruction of those whales against international law by the Japanese fleet. And it's a serious matter. It is in defence of this Earth's biosphere and the greatest warm-blooded creatures that have ever moved on the planet, and I'm honoured to be taking on this role. I'll ask Ian to say a few words.
Well, thank you, and thanks, Bob, for joining the Sea Shepherd crew. It's fantastic to be working together in a cause that we've both shared for all of our adult lives. This year will be vital. We've got 4 ships, and so the opportunity to stop the killing of any whale for the first time becomes a possibility. It's an amazing achievement by a conservation organisation funded entirely voluntarily by donations that we can have a navy of 4 ships in the most treacherous ocean in the world there to defend whales. We have a court order against the Sea Shepherd in the US which says we're not to be within 450 yards. That was against the Sea Shepherd US organisation. And now Sea Shepherd Australia will be running this fight. And I say to the Japanese, we won't go anywhere near you if you don't go anywhere near our whales. There's the challenge. You stay 450 yards away from the whales, we'll stay 450 yards away from you. But if you go closer than 450 yards to the whales, then it's game on. The other important thing we've got to deal with in the next few weeks is that Paul Watson is running away from some Costa Rican shark finners who had him arrested on a warrant in Germany. Paul Watson is at sea at the moment where he's safe and secure and enjoying freedom, but he will have to touch land sometime pretty soon because ultimately the diesel in his ship will run out. I want to reach out to the Australian government in a really constructive way and say, look, Paul's passport's in Germany, we've got copies of it, He does have an Australian visa, so the Australian government has in fact officially said, yes, you're welcome in Australia, but we do have some issues to deal through. So I want Paul to be free when he gets to where he lands, hopefully here in Australia. And I want to hold out a hand to the Australian government to say, please work with myself and Bob and Jeff to work through the legal issues and make sure that Paul is a free man when he comes back to Australia, having completed his historic work. Imagine for the first time in world history, the Japanese setting out to destroy whales and come back with not a single carcass. That would be true history in the making, and we're here to make it.